Chapter 4. Acts of Service Love in Action. They say actions speak louder than words, and for those whose primary love language is acts of service, this sentiment couldn't be more true. For these individuals, love is demonstrated through thoughtful actions and practical efforts. A heartfelt "I love you" might be appreciated, but taking out the trash, cooking a meal, or helping with a task speaks volumes about care and commitment. Acts of service involve doing things that make life easier or more enjoyable for someone. It's about showing love through meaningful, selfless actions, big or small, that reflect your thoughtfulness and willingness to support your loved one. What does acts of service look like? 1. Daily chores. Helping with household tasks like laundry, dishes, or cleaning. Example: John feels deeply loved when his partner, Emma, makes him a cup of coffee every morning without being asked. Support during stressful times. Running errands or preparing meals when someone is overwhelmed. Example: Lisa, a working mom, appreciates when her husband takes care of dinner after a long day. 3. Thoughtful gestures. Doing small, unexpected things like filling up the gas tank or fixing something that's broken. Example: Sarah felt incredibly cared for when her friend Tom offered to babysit her kids so she could have some time to herself. The psychology of acts of service. For individuals with this love language, actions create a sense of security and appreciation. Psychologists suggest that these actions tap into the human need for reliability and support. A 2020 study published in the Journal of Marriage and Family Therapy found that couples who practiced acts of service for one another experienced lower stress levels and greater relationship satisfaction. How to speak acts of service. 1. Ask what matters. Don't assume what's helpful. Ask what tasks or actions would make a difference. Example: Is there anything I can do to make your day easier? 2. Be proactive. Look for opportunities to help without waiting to be asked. Observing what's needed shows attentiveness. Example: If you see your partner struggling to carry groceries, step in and lend a hand. 3. Follow through. Commit to the tasks you take on and ensure they're completed. Unfinished actions can feel like broken promises. 4. Prioritize thoughtfulness. Focus on actions that are meaningful to the person. What may seem minor to you could hold great value to them. Example: Fixing a leaky faucet might seem trivial, but for someone whose love language is acts of service, it can mean the world. A simple exercise. 1. List it out. Ask your loved one to write down a few tasks or actions that make them feel supported. Keep this list as a reference for when you want to show love. 2. The 1 act a day challenge. Commit to doing one small act of service every day for a week. Notice how it strengthens your connection. 3. Teamwork. Task. Partner up for a shared activity like cooking a meal or cleaning a room. This not only lightens the load, but also builds companionship. When acts of service are neglected. For someone who values acts of service, neglecting practical gestures of support can lead to feelings of being unappreciated or ignored. Even if you express love in other ways, a lack of effort in this area can create a disconnect. Common challenges. 1. Time constraints. If your schedule is tight, focus on small, impactful actions. Example: Making their lunch for the next day, or organizing something they've been postponing. 2. Feeling overwhelmed. Acts of service shouldn't feel like a chore or obligation. Balance your efforts with open communication to avoid resentment. Real-life example: consider Mia and Jake. Mia's love language is acts of service, while Jake's is physical touch. While Jake frequently hugs Mia and holds her hand, she doesn't feel fully loved because she values actions that demonstrate care. Once Jake begins helping with daily tasks like tidying up and preparing meals, Mia's emotional tank fills up. Similarly, Jake feels more connected when Mia occasionally initiates physical affection. By learning each other's love languages, they strengthen their bond. Acts of service beyond romance. This love language isn't limited to romantic relationships. Acts of service can be powerful in friendships, family dynamics, and even workplace relationships. Examples include helping a friend move or organize their home, assisting a sibling with their studies, offering to take on a colleague's task when they're overwhelmed. Looking ahead acts of service is a beautiful way to express love through actions, but it's not the only way. In the next chapter, we'll explore receiving gifts, a love language that celebrates thoughtfulness and intention through tangible expressions of affection. Chapter 5. Receiving gifts, the thought behind the gesture. When it comes to expressing love, gifts have long been a universal symbol of affection and thoughtfulness. For some individuals, the act of receiving gifts is the ultimate way to feel loved and cherished. However, this love language isn't about materialism or extravagance. It's about the meaning and thought behind the gesture. A well-chosen gift can communicate, "I was thinking of you," in a deeply personal and memorable way. What receiving gifts means. For those who value this love language, gifts serve as tangible tokens of love and appreciation. It's not about the price tag, but the intention behind the act. A small, heartfelt gift, like a handwritten note, a favorite snack, or a keepsake, can hold immense emotional value. These individuals see gifts as a reflection of the giver's thoughtfulness and effort. Examples of receiving gifts in action. 1. Romantic relationships. David's love language is receiving gifts, and his partner Mia surprises him with a framed photo of their favorite vacation spot. To David, the gift signifies that Mia treasures their shared memories. 2. Friendships. Sarah's best friend, Laura, gives her a handmade bracelet for her birthday. Sarah cherishes it not because it's expensive, but because Laura took the time to create something meaningful. 3. Parent-child relationships. A child whose love language is receiving gifts might feel deeply loved when a parent brings home a small toy or a favorite treat after a trip. The psychology of gift-giving is deeply rooted in human psychology. According to a 2015 study published in the Journal of Consumer Research, receiving a thoughtful gift triggers feelings of gratitude, strengthens social bonds, and increases overall happiness. The emotional value of a gift lies in its ability to symbolize care, thought, and connection. How to speak the language of gifts. 1. Make it personal. Choose gifts that reflect the recipient's personality, interests, or preferences. For example, if your loved one enjoys gardening, a set of high-quality seeds or a unique planter would be meaningful. 2. Celebrate small moments. Gifts don't need to be reserved for major occasions. Surprise your loved one with a small token just because. It shows that they're on your mind. 3. Pay attention to hints. Often people drop subtle hints about things they'd appreciate. Listening closely can help you choose the perfect gift. 4. Present it thoughtfully. The presentation of a gift can enhance its emotional impact. Wrapping it beautifully or delivering it with a heartfelt note adds an extra layer of meaning. Pitfalls to avoid. 1. Overspending. The value of a gift doesn't come from its cost. Focus on meaningfulness rather than extravagance. 2. Generic or impersonal gifts. Avoid gifts that feel thoughtless or rushed. A generic item may fail to convey the care and effort that make this love language special. 3. Inconsistent effort. For someone whose love language is receiving gifts, regular, thoughtful gestures mean more than occasional grand gestures. Practical exercises. 1. The Thoughtful Gift Challenge. Choose a loved one and spend time selecting or creating a gift that reflects their personality. Deliver it with a note explaining why you chose it. 2. Create a memory box. Collect small mementos from meaningful experiences, concert tickets, photos, or keepsakes, and present them as a gift to commemorate your shared journey. 3. Give handmade gifts. Put effort into creating something personal, such as a scrapbook, a piece of art, or a handwritten letter. These gifts often carry the most emotional weight. When receiving gifts is overlooked. Neglecting this love language can lead to feelings of being unappreciated or forgotten. Even small gestures like bringing home their favorite treat or picking flowers from the garden can go a long way in making someone feel loved. Real-life example, consider Emma and Jake. Emma's love language is receiving gifts, while Jake's is quality time. Jake initially struggles to understand why Emma values gifts so much. To him, spending time together is what matters most. After learning about Emma's love language, Jake starts surprising her with small, meaningful tokens. A book she's been wanting to read or her favorite coffee drink. Emma, in turn, plans special outings to align with Jake's love language. By honoring each other's preferences, their relationship becomes stronger and more balanced. Gifts. Beyond romance, the love language of receiving gifts applies to all kinds of relationships, not just romantic ones. Examples include giving a colleague a thoughtful thank you card for their help on a project, surprising a friend with a small item that reminded you of them, offering a homemade meal or care package to a family member in need. Looking ahead while receiving gifts is a powerful way to express love. It's not the only method. In the next chapter, we'll explore quality time, a love language that focuses on undivided attention and shared moments, fostering deeper connections and mutual understanding.